The following podcast may contain spoilers, profanity, and views or opinions that may not be representative of the author's intent of the articles discussed. We don't always take ourselves or the subject matter seriously either. Listener discretion is advised.
Please subscribe to this Galactic Network podcast by going to gncast.com/subscribe or search iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or anywhere podcasts are offered.
This week we were talking conspiracies, my favorite, and Corey may or may not like it, I'm not sure. I'm still not sure on Corey. I'm pretty sure he's working for the government. But if you've been living under a rock, you probably don't know anything about a little man named Aaron Hernandez. He played for the New England Patriots for, I believe, a few years. I don't know a ton about his actual backstory. And then he basically got arrested for murder. And while he was in jail, they found out that he probably murdered a bunch of other people. And the end result was some hilarious memes. My favorite was just his picture, and it said, "The moment you realize that if you didn't just murder people, you would have won like 3 Super Bowls." Recently, Aaron Hernandez was found dead in his prison cell. Self-inflicted suicide. He hung himself. Self-inflicted usually. Suicide, self-inflicted. Yeah. Now, the news story came
Suicide by committee is a completely different thing.
Yeah. 2 different things. But a news story came out yesterday, and it was found that amongst his 3 suicide notes, one to his fiance, one to his daughter, and one to his attorney. This is also where they found out that he had a boyfriend in jail. There were no drugs found in his system, which was something people probably thought, he got really messed up on drugs and tried to kill himself.
There was rumors that he had synthetic marijuana in his system.
Yep, which came back false.
It's come back false.
They're saying that he drew an unfinished pyramid similar to what's on the back of the U.S. dollar bills, and on the wall in blood he wrote Illuminati below it in caps. Now,
that means that he's a fan of Beyonce and Jay-Z, correct?
Probably. I don't know. He's trying to warn Beyonce to get out of the country. Now, maybe he's saying the Illuminati is what killed him. Maybe he's saying he was a member of the Illuminati.
Maybe he was killing people for the Illuminati?
That's possible, too. Clearly, he had murdered a few people.
Maybe Illuminati is going to be the new team that's going to take over in Oakland once the Raiders move?
The Oakland Illuminatis. A lot of uncertainty here, but I know that there's been a lot of stories and speculation based on his suicide for a number of reasons. People are saying, he killed himself so that his daughter would still get his money from the NFL, which was like $15 million because he was never actually charged.
He wasn't charged with the murder that he was still in jail for, and
correct.
He got acquitted of the double murder. There was another case that was a double murder. He got acquitted of that case. So
Yep.
At this point in time, he was still considered to be not a convicted murderer, which means that, his family would be due whatever kind of benefits that he would have normally if he had just died of natural causes, except because he did kill himself, nothing in the way of life insurance.
Right. So, it was still like $15 million. I don't think you need life insurance if you're getting $15 million from the NFL.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm sure that this will continue to become a thing, especially when now the Illuminati is involved. The
Illuminati's always involved.
That's true.
Sometimes when I go to the grocery store, I find an extra thing on my list of I didn't think I needed eggs, but the Illuminati says I do.
If you have any thoughts on the story that we just talked about, leave us feedback by emailing weird@gncasts.com. That's GNCASTS.com. weird@gncasts.com. You can call our voicemail number. It's 805-328-3966. Tweet at us, Facebook at us, or just leave a comment on the website, gncasts.com/weird.
Follow this Galactic Network podcast on Twitter, like our Facebook page, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Find us by searching for Galactic Network on all the major social networks, or click on the icons at gncast.com.
Do you like scary movies? Did you answer yes to that question? Have you ever thought, I'd really like to listen to 2 random strangers talk on the internet about some movies that I may or may not have watched at some point in my life? Sometimes they even bring guests on, which adds to a little bit of the banter. Sometimes we cover the news of the week. Sometimes we don't talk about the movie at all. Sometimes one of us gets a little bit drunk. It's just the way that we do things over at the Podcast of Terror, in case you weren't sure. If you're interested in this, please go ahead and head over to gncast.com/pot. Subscribe and enjoy the crap out of it.
Brad, did you know that Finland is not a real country?
I've heard a rumor.
I love conspiracy theories, especially crazy, wacko conspiracy theories. This one is an awesome one. So put your belt on.
I'm buckled up. I'm ready to go. Hit me.
In a conspiracy theory that started out as a joke, a Reddit user told a story claiming that his parents had raised him to believe that Finland did not exist. What terrible, terrible parents to tell your kid, oh, yeah, that country that you think is there, Finland? No, it's totally a lie. It's not a real country. Nothing there. He just wanted to get people to laugh, but a lot of them didn't totally get that he was kidding. So his joke accidentally turned into one of the craziest conspiracy theories out there. Some people now believe that Finland is actually a sea. Maps are lying to us. The Japanese own it and use it to fish beyond their regulated limits. So what they're saying is Japan is so hungry for getting fish out of the ocean that they made up this country and put it on the map and made everybody believe it just so they can get a few more fish.
It is definitely a fish tale. Now, in all fairness, a friend of mine and I in high school claimed that Madagascar did not exist. This was in the late 80s. And it was a joke thing, but it was always fun to say that and have people look at you like, what? And then we would go on to explain that, people that would get in airplanes to travel to Madagascar, they would be gassed, they'd be put to sleep, and they'd be flown to a special island just off of New Zealand in that area, and they'd be told it was Madagascar.
If you have done this, and this person has done this, then I'm sure there's a few more people that have tried to pull the wool over somebody else's eyes in trying to make them believe that a country doesn't exist.
In both of these scenarios, though, I think I'd rather go to fake Madagascar than fake Finland, because Finland, it's to the north. It's cold. It can be very cold.
And according to this theory, there's nothing there. It's the sea. It's the ocean.
There's a lot of fish.
Yeah.
And Nokia seems to have an incredibly strong presence in this neck of the woods, too.
Oh, yeah, I didn't finish this. So then they send those fish across the Trans-Siberian Railway, which also was created by Japan, disguised as Nokia products. So Nokia was a front for this fish hoarding all these years. Remember those Nokia phones? Those weren't real.
Yep.
They weren't real. They were actually a Japanese invention. According to the conspiracy theory, this is why Japan imports so many Nokia products. They're not buying phones, they're buying fish. And, of course, the UN perpetuates the lies about Finland being a country because they use it as an ideal. Ideal something. I don't know.
No, because Finland is said to be so great that the UN can say, okay, well, now we've got this Narnia that we can talk about that's amazing, but doesn't actually exist.
Oh, this is great. This is great because it's like they're holding the country up as a shining example, and nobody can live up to it because the country's not real. All these great things that Finland has, but Finland's not there. I could see how they would want something like that. The theory doesn't deny that some people legitimately believe they live in Finland, but they've been duped. Really, they live in Sweden. So the people who think they live in Finland don't live in Finland, they actually live in Sweden. That'd be really confusing. But really, I live in Finland. No, you live in Sweden. What about the money? Oh, the money, it's Swedish money.
It's Swedish money. It's fine.
We should start a rumor, Brad, that what country can we make up that doesn't actually exist?
Let's see. We could say that... Oh, what's a good esoteric...
It has to be something not too big or not too known, but not crazy like small or out of the way. It has to be within reason, but not too mainstream.
Yeah, I'm looking in the Middle East here, and that's all over the news. You can't really...
Abu Dhabi. It has to be made up. It's a silly name.
It is a very silly name. Wow.
Swaziland.
Oh, here we go. There is a landmass that is to the east of Greenland, but to the north of Norway, Sweden, and Finland that is owned by Norway. That's called Svalbard. We could say that Svalbard is fake.
All right, let's start the Reddit post.
We'll jump in right now
into
r/conspiracies and make that change.
All right, look for it. Look for it online and spread the word.
Tell all your friends Svalbard is not real.
If you have any thoughts on the story that we just talked about, leave us feedback by emailing weird@gncasts.com. That's GNCASTS.com. Weird@gncasts.com. You can call our voicemail number. It's 805-328-3966. Tweet at us, Facebook at us, or just leave a comment on the website, gncasts.com/weird.
If you like what you've heard on this Galactic Network podcast, please consider helping us out financially by going to gncast.com/support. On that page, you'll find links to our Patreon campaign where you can make a small recurring monthly pledge of as little as $1. Or click on our Amazon affiliate link, make a purchase, and we get a very small percentage from the sale. Again, go to gncast.com/support. And thank you for supporting the Galactic Network podcast.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Weird World Weekly. If you'd like to read more about the stories we discussed, click on the links in our show notes or get in touch with us to suggest a subject for a future episode. I'm Dave Nelson, and until next time, keep it weird, everybody.
This has been a Galactic Network podcast. For more, go to gncast.com. That's gncast.com.